from being deceived. If you try to find out what's up my sleeve, you can figure out what a bag of men. If you try, nothing can stop you from being deceived. Nothing can stop you from being deceived. Nothing can stop you from being deceived. Nothing can stop you from nothing can stop you from being deceived. Nothing can stop you from being deceived. Nothing can stop you from being deceived. Nothing can stop you from nothing can stop you from being deceived. Nothing can stop you from being deceived.
We all good. I'm good. What's happening? How y'all doing?
What's up?
First and foremost, how everybody doing tonight, man?
What's up, man? Making it, man.
Good. Can everybody hear us? The audio good?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody good?
Yeah, I heard you.
All right. Let me turn that joint all the way up. That's what's up.
So, Ash, go ahead and bring us in, man. Go ahead and introduce us with that fresh haircut, man. Go on and introduce us, man.
Letting it grow back. So, this evening we have on the I Cut My Way Out podcast, we have Hunt the barber coming out of Nashville. Extremely reputable. All over the industry, is a beast. Seems to have perfected every aspect. Educator, nice blends, everything, enhancement, does it all. So it's an honor, man, and a pleasure to have you on, man. And you know, we just want to chop it up, you know, learn a little bit about you and your journey and where it's headed, man. So it's a privilege, and thank you for joining us.
Man, I appreciate y'all having me.
Yes, sir.
Most definitely.
Let's talk.
Let's do it. So
Definitely.
I was excited because he jumped on. I've been following you, you know, for a while, but he was like, man, I got my man's, man. You know, sometimes he's people don't fully understand him, so sometimes he gets I'm not gonna say a bad rap, a different rap, you know. And so wanted to bring you on here, man. I see who everybody who's who, you know, respects your work, follows you, you know, you do big things. So let's jump out here, man. Let's talk. I want to learn. I know that that Shy knows more about you, but you know, are you from Nashville? Let's find out a little bit about you and your journey.
Actually, I'm from a small town called Jackson, Tennessee.
Okay.
Born and raised. I moved to Nashville in 2018.
Wow.
The reason I moved to Nashville because, like, everybody know where you from. You ain't gonna get your money where you from. When you grew up with people like Jackson's super small. So most of the people I grew up with, I either went to elementary school, middle school, high school with. They went to church with me. They knew me from around the community. So when you're trying to elevate and go up on your price and stuff, they ain't gonna be quick to move when you move because they always knew you. They're gonna always remember you as Lil Hunt or Brandon.
Okay.
So that's why I ended up in Nashville.
Okay. So wow, 2018. So was your following already where it was? Because like I said, man, you have extreme following, you're an educator. Like what was the journey? When did you start cutting hair and you know, tell us about your early start with the Clippers and when it started in Jackson.
Oh, I started when I was like 13 years old. I started 1999. I tell the story everywhere I go. I had a little
You started
afro.
when?
In 1999.
Get the hell out of here, man.
I was 13.
You was 13 in 99?
Yeah.
Hey, black crack, brother. I thought you was in your fucking early 30s, bro.
Oh, everything. He just kidded me.
Bro, I thought you was in your early 30s, bro.
Nah, I started, like I be telling folks, I started in the 90s doing this.
Damn.
Yeah, he been going hard for a minute, bro.
Hey, no wonder I can't catch his ass, man. He been going for a minute, bro. Look, I'm over here. You see all I done died it now, but it was great because I'm like, man, I gotta keep up. Like, bro, you been doing it all this time. Go ahead, bro.
Well, the way I started cutting, man, I had a little afro to jump. I wanted to cut off. My daddy was at work, man. And I always was fascinated with clippers. Even when I was young, like I could tell when people had my line and stuff crooked.
Right.
I could tell them I was the little pest that wanted to be in the shop. Like, man, you can't tell this side higher than this side. I was young doing that crap. So one day he was at work and I wanted my hair cut, man. I just went in there and got the clippers and started doing it. And when he came, I fell in love with it the same day I done it.
That's what's up.
He came home from work like, who cut your hair? I'm saying I did it. Me and this man going back and forth on who cut my hair. He talking about you lying. I'm like, dude, I did. I went and got my brother said, man, who cut my hair? They were like, he cut his own hair. That man said, take them clippers. We ain't never going to a barbershop again. You're going to cut your brothers and everybody. And that's what kind of like started my path with it.
That we keeping this money, we saving this money. It's all in-house.
Yeah. I tore up a lot of hairs on the way. People don't know that. People think man, I was already
there. How it be.
No, I tore up a lot of hairs in there.
So you went to, did you go to barber school in Jackson?
I went to barber school in Haywood, Tennessee, actually. That's a small town outside of Jackson.
Okay.
All the cold barbers on that side of Tennessee, West Tennessee, they probably came from Bobby Shaw or this guy named Mr. Flake.
Okay. Okay.
So how was your barber school experience? Because I'm assuming you went to barber school either late 90s, early 2000s then, right?
Nah, how am I going to late 90s? I started in 99. I was 13.
Hey, man, I don't know, bro. I thought you were fucking 31, so I don't know, bro.
No, it was early 2000s when I went to barber school.
How was
I was really more on the college school. I went more days to the college school than the barber school.
Okay.
We'll talk about that off screen, but.
Okay. bet.
But,
so let me ask you this, man, because you didn't already drop the bombshell, bro. We thought you was in your damn 30s and you didn't just finesse the whole internet, bro. So when did you get into making what you were doing behind a chair accessible through social media? When did you get into the social media aspect of it?
Man, tell the truth, MySpace. I think I was ahead of the game, like MySpace. I always tell people this, man. I had friends that was doing something they ain't had no business doing, but they was putting it on MySpace. So I'm looking at them like, man, if they getting off on MySpace like this, why I can't put my clipper work on MySpace and draw attention? So that's where it really started with me, is MySpace. Okay. And then YouTube started coming along. I don't know if y'all know them YouTube videos that I have on there now. Those are like the newer YouTube videos. It's some YouTube videos you're going to have to search with a whole nother name that was on there way before the YouTube videos that like went crazy.
Oh, man, the oldest ones I seen on there is like 9 years ago, maybe.
No, I got some from like 2008, 2009 on there. But I ain't going to tell y'all the name of it. You're going to have to go and find it.
That's how you going to do, bro?
You got to go and find it.
I bet. Hey, that's how I did with, I'm sure you familiar with them with Smash the Barber out of Texas.
Oh, yeah, Smash.
I found some of his old video, like, I'm talking about old videos, bro. It is insane, the growth. Yeah, it's insane that the night and day difference.
We've actually had a Smash on the podcast.
Yeah, I saw that episode. I saw that episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. What about you, Ayo? You ain't finna be quiet in this one, bro. Cause right now, you got two of the hardest barbers that I know on the same screen right now.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Somebody from Chicago told me to go and watch this podcast. Y'all was giving me my flowers on it. I'm sitting there looking at him. I'm like, who is dude? Man, I put the name and the work together. I was like, oh, man.
Yes, sir.
This man going crazy. I look at his work all the time like, dog.
Bro,
you a dog, man.
Listen, I had been following him for so long. Like, bro, I've been following you I was following you before I even was posting. You know what I'm saying? Before I even started posting. So you hit me up one day and was like, you said, man, bro, you told me, you said something. You were like, I said, man, I've been following you for a minute. Like you one of the ones that inspired me to get to where I'm at this point. You know what I'm saying? I was watching all your tutorials, like all that.
For real?
Keeping up with all that. Man, real talk. I probably been following you probably about, man, I don't know how long.
Yeah, you're a dog with it, man.
Yeah.
Man, I appreciate it, man.
That in itself speaks to your enormity in this industry, though, bro. Right. It speaks to it because I know for myself,
Mm-hmm.
And I know from AO's testament, he done told me that before, bro.
Yeah.
You have no idea, bro. You can't possibly comprehend how many people you encouraging to push forward in this industry, dude.
Right.
You don't know. I could go back in my inbox and look at messages from when I first picked up them clippers, bro, when I was reaching out to you like, hey, bro, I just want to let you know what you doing is, I ain't never seen nothing like that before. Never. I didn't even know that was capable of happening. I found out my barber been fucking me up all these years after I seen what a good haircut looked like. Like, damn. I didn't even know that quality of a haircut was even possible.
Man, what?
You know what's crazy, man? That style of haircut that I had it so long ago. You don't know how much I went through working in people's shops, getting talked about. Like that. The little dot, little pencil, all that stuff. I was doing that over a decade ago, bro. I can't make that up. I was doing that a long time ago. And today, doing it and having to work beside barbers and you telling them, hey, man, I'm doing this. I've been doing this for so long. And they coming in there charging what they charging for that style. I'm telling them it's worth way more than what you're charging.
Right.
I always have to argue with the younger barbers about what they're charging on their style. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I think it's because they didn't go through that uphill battle that you had to go through with pushing that as a normal thing in the industry. Be it that you started it for so long ago, it wasn't normal back then.
Right.
I can imagine you was getting a lot of pushback from other barbers saying, "Oh, nobody want all that. I ain't got to do all that to get whatever I'm gonna get." So now that you done fought that uphill battle to make that normal. To when you come in the shop, it don't look strange to see somebody getting the enhancements, right? So now that barbers just not coming into the industry, they see that as normal. They come in, and to them, that's as much a part of the haircut as putting a line on the haircut. So they don't understand the value of it because they didn't have to go through getting it to where it is. Whereas you know the beginning stages of it to where it is now, so you know the value in it. And that I can imagine that for you, be it that you're a barber, barbershop owner, and an instructor and a school owner, that has got to be frustrating trying to get guys to understand the value of what they're doing.
Super frustrating, man.
So when we talk about worth, right? When did you know that you were that dude? Because I've heard you talk, about how people look at you as being arrogant and you just knowing your worth and what you bring to the table. Being out of Jackson, when did you know that beast was in you and your eyes was on something bigger because you felt that you couldn't reach your pinnacle staying in Jackson? When did you know it was time to be for you?
When Instagram came?
Really?
Yeah, because you don't never know what's going on in the world. Like I would watch videos on YouTube, Chicago barbers. I do Florida barbers. I do Texas barbers. I always type in different type of barbers. But when Instagram came, you can start seeing a list of barbers coming down. They saying, man, I'm from New York. I'm this barber. I'm that barber. I never saw that growing up. So I'm looking at their work like, oh, crap. Like, man, I might be something different. Now, if they think that's called they in New York and people talking about the New York barbers and how they do it, I might be a little different.
Right.
And then I started traveling. People wanted me to go out and start teaching, and then hearing barbers from other places like, man, Hunt, how you getting them blends to come out like that? How you doing this and how you doing that? That's kind of when I knew, like, oh, yeah, I done outgrew Jackson. Jackson was used to that style, but the world wasn't used to that style. So I knew it was time for me to go and raise that price.
That's what's up.
When you integrated from Jackson to Nashville, was that style here or was it something that you kind of brought with you?
Man, that style was not in Nashville. And I'll probably have 50 barbers coming and want to fight tomorrow, but it wasn't in Nashville, bro. We can go. I promise you, I can't make this up, Shaw. We can go to the Clipper stores in Nashville when I first moved here, and some of the Clippers that we had in Jackson was not even in Nashville yet. We was up on game, like the Magic Clips, the cordless Magic Clips, all that stuff. We was on that already down there. When I came here, I couldn't go in the store and get those. Oh, but you know it go by your zip code. Whatever zip code is buying the stuff, that's what they're gonna ship it to. Right? So they let me know that they were still using. I was going here, they were still using Cadillacs, Fade Masters, and Oyster fast feed. So,
so I can imagine when you came with that, bro. It was a whole what's interesting about that, bro. And that's kind of one of the things that we've been going through here in Murfreesboro, bro. It's a lot of people, as you know, out here in Murfreesboro that they kind of stuck in that the way they've been doing it kind of mindset, bro. So when I come to Murfreesboro and I do what I do in my best, trying to replicate what's happening in Nashville, in a small city. Oh man, boy, you wouldn't believe. Well, you'll believe it.
I know.
You'll believe it.
No, you just gotta stand 10 toes down on what you believe and just keep doing it. Every trend got haters at the front end. If you skinny, just think back with skinny jeans. When skinny jeans came back out, wasn't everybody talking about I ain't wearing no skinny jeans. These young dudes they changing. Now you can't even go in the store and not see skinny jeans.
Yeah, you can't buy regular pants.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So you gotta stick to your guns, man.
Right.
Oh, most definitely, bro. It's the got to the point, man, where sticking to it and standing in it and just learning what my value is in Murfreesboro, bro. Just period, not just in Murfreesboro, because barber has put me in a perspective, and I know everybody on this podcast right now can identify with this feeling. You could drop me off anywhere in the world and I'll make 6 figures. Right. Anywhere. I don't give a fuck. I don't care who doing what. I bet you I can make 6 figures.
Yep.
That's how I feel, bro.
And you know what? For me, I relate to it now, but it took me so long. And like you said, being in a small town, I'm in a smaller town. It's continuing to grow. But watching the comment you made about not being arrogant, just knowing what you bring to the table, that's worth $1 million, because you allow yourself to be cheated, not only in this industry, but anything you do when you don't know your worth.
Absolutely.
And so I really took that to heart and appreciated, you know what I'm saying? Because if you don't think you at this level, who gonna think you at that level? And don't mess with anybody that's on the bottom of the totem pole.
That's confidence, man. I wish they'd throw that arrogant word away.
Right.
That's confidence. That's all it is confidence. One of my barbers always say, go ahead.
I was finna say, I just seen a little reel of Deion Sanders saying something that it clicked to me. Don't let my confidence offend your insecurities.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I always felt like that.
Yeah.
So how long did it take you to really pop off? Once you made that transition, what's the proximity between Jackson and Nashville?
2 hours.
2 hours. So did you already have a name in Nashville? You just jumped down?
Man, I'll tell you how it was going. We on the major highway, like 40, I-40.
Okay.
So anytime people was traveling, I was catching all the people coming through Jackson on 40. They'll stop by and get cut by me. So I asked, like, where you from? They telling me, man, I came from this way. I was just stopping by. So I knew, like, I can go anywhere and get it. But I started getting people from Nashville, like, coming through. So I was like, maybe I need some money and just go out here and test it or whatever. So I started looking for shops or whatever. And every shop I looked at, I didn't like it. It was one particular shop that I did like, but he told me he was full. Man, I don't know if this is a platform I can talk about God or whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So I ended up praying. I was like, man, I'm gonna go to Nashville, Lord, and I want to go into a shop that I know I can elevate in, and I don't want it to be forced, because if I go in there and it's forced, I'm gonna end up hating it. I'm gonna end up getting the same energy that I was getting in Jackson if it's not meant for me. So send me a sign. So my homeboy kept blowing me up. I went to answer the phone. So one day he just popped up at my shop. It's like, hey man, D is the guy that I used to work with when I first started cutting hair. He was in Jackson. He's like, D just opened a shop in Nashville. He looking for you. He wanted you to come up here. Said, call him. So I ended up calling D, and D was like, man, y'all just got this shop, man. Whatever day you want to start. I was like, I'll be up there. So I ended up posting it on Facebook. This was when the boosting and stuff was like hidden. You had to know how to actually boost before they put the button on there.
Right.
So I figured out how to boost my post, and I put it in Nashville. The first week I moved here, I said I was taking walk-ins and appointments. So I opened my books up. My books ended up filling up. So all the people who walked in had to wait until I got done with the people that I was shopping. So after that week, I was like, it ain't no more walking in. It's gonna be straight books. So it really kind of like filled up when I first got here.
Can you imagine going somewhere new and be booked out your first week?
Immediately, right.
I was kind of scared, but man, you can't move in fear.
Right.
And I think that's I'm glad you brought that point up, bro, because that's something that I've learned. The more that I talk to you, the more that I listen to you, the more that I get a chance because you post a lot of videos from a, lack of better words, intimate perspective, where it's just your inner thoughts and you put them videos out there. I don't know how many people are seeing them, but I see them. And I think it's important for people to know that you not just somebody who capable of putting out fire haircuts. You are a God-fearing man. You do believe that there is something greater. You know what I mean? You do ask God for guidance. You do ask God for help. You do, you know what I mean? You go somewhere when you need clarity on things. Right. And a lot of people, I feel like we lose touch of that with barbers through social media because we just see you as somebody that pushes a product.
Right.
And you disconnect the human element of it. And then it becomes convoluted with a bunch of bullshit that's not real. You know what I mean?
Right.
No doubt. Yeah, so
man, I'm sorry. I'm trying to sure somebody asked a question. They what's her name? Oh my God, Minimal Brienne. I hope I said that right. That might be wrong. It say, how long did it take you to grow your clientele to get when you got outside of Jackson? A week, Brienne. It took him a week. This dude, he designed it.
So, and so you get there in 2018, right? A weekend.
Hold on. I moved here in y'all don't know the story on that. I moved here in 2018. I started coming here in 2016. I still had my shop in Jackson.
So he was going back and forth.
Going back and forth.
Okay. So you was damn. you was getting it. So
I'm noticing the thing with everybody that we interview, bro. Y'all overworkers, bro. Y'all built different, bro. Y'all, everybody have you noticed the last 4 people we've interviewed on here have pursued dreams way beyond what anybody else would think is normal.
Absolutely. And that's what it takes to get there.
So if you didn't pick up that jewel, anybody that's watching, you need to pick that jewel up. That means don't settle for complacency. If you comfortable, you're not working hard enough.
Hey, that's a reason I go through a lot of barbers too, because they want me to be complacent. Like, you can't work with me and think I'm finna stay. If you ever see my shop, it changed every blue moon. If I feel like I'm finna go in here and change it, it's gonna change.
Every time I came in there, it's been different, bro.
Yeah.
Now give me an example when you say that, so I can catch on and everybody's viewing.
An example of what?
Like
you change the shop. Like he means everything, bro. But go ahead, you explain.
Like the physical change of it, or
physical, the everything of it. I change it when I feel like it's time to change. I change it. I like recording. I like my videos to look a certain kind of way. So if I'm in here and I see a dead spot, or I see too much light, or it's making my haircuts look. Have you ever recorded something look kind of yellow?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah, I'll change the whole paint. I'll change the lighting. I'll change the floor. I'll change this setup right here is the setup I'm gonna keep though. I figured out how to keep all the light out, and it just looked like you in here with it when I recorded. So that's the setup I'm doing.
Okay. So what year? So you moved in 2018. So I see you had the shop, the Barber Academy. When did you start the instructing part? When the educational part?
Man, I ended up getting my barber license years ago, and I went right back to school and got my hours for my instructor.
Okay.
It was just like, I think it was probably like 18 when I was like, okay, I'm gonna go and do it. So I had to retest and get them, but I ended up doing it at 18. I opened this one. Well, I tried to open it in 2020, but COVID hit, so I ended up opening 2021.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Most definitely. Hey, it's a great question in here, man, from _ B Walker or B Waku. Again, bro, excuse me.
Best,
I'm doing my best.
Right.
a great question. He said, what's the most important aspect of success? Good clientele, feedback, or good marketing? Which one should he be pushing the most?
Both of them.
Yeah, I say.
How can you do one without the other? But both of them.
One can't be done without the other.
Right.
Yeah,
They both they hand in hand when it
yeah,
comes to
absolutely.
that.
If you have good marketing, then it's going to attract good clientele.
Right.
And if you actively listen to your clientele feedback, it's going to help you to continue to
grow your market
services and your ability to serve those clients, to continue to push out better marketing, which bring in better clientele.
Example. I always get my barbers. They come in here. I hate trap music in a barbershop. I hate it. I absolutely hate it because you have different walks of life. I'll tell them, hey, stop bumping the trap music. You got old women coming in here. You sit down, you got a client. The client, hey, what made you come to me? Oh, I didn't like the music that they was playing at the other shop. He had cuts and doing this and that. That's the key right there. That's helping you build your clientele. I'm gonna take the cussing out of my barbershop so I can keep these type of clients coming. So yeah, the feedback is a major part of building your clientele.
Yeah. And being able to pay attention to that feedback, because you got a lot of barbers, I see it all the time. Clients will give you jewels to make your shop, your services, or just what you doing for them 10 times better.
Right.
If you're not paying attention, you're not listening, it does you no good for somebody to give you the game if you're not applying it, if you're not using it for nothing.
Right. No doubt. So watching you as a barber, and then you start the education piece. Did you feel like it was just part of your calling, or did you feel it was something lacking in the area where, you know, there was a shortage in barbers and you wanted to put your stamp on what was coming out, you know, in terms of young barbers? What was the thought behind opening the academy?
It was a mix of both of them. I'm gonna talk about both of them too. But when I was younger, my pastor told me when I was younger, I didn't believe it. He was like, "Man, you're gonna be successful in whatever you're gonna be successful in, and you're gonna have this huge following of young men that is gonna follow you, and your job is just to lead them in the right direction." And he told me, he said it's not gonna be on a pulpit in the church. It's gonna be on a different platform, but you're gonna be a leader. So I heard that once I started like growing my social media. That's the platform I feel like he's talking about. Because if you look at every social media platform that I have, everything is over 10,000 followers. Right. So that's my following that I'm supposed to be feeding into. And I feel like just watching how the young barbers came in, their mindset, how social media took over everything, I felt like if I got into school and showed them a different way, that they'll be successful. I get tired of barbers coming out of school not knowing how to market. I get tired of barbers coming out of school not knowing how to cut. So I kind of like open up a school to like try to change things. And if you ask anybody in my school, do I promote? I do not promote that school for clients. Because I feel like if I do that right now, I'm babying them. When they get out, they're going to want y'all shop owners to do the same thing. Go find me some clients. Nah. Right. You're going to have to get out here on your butt. You're going to have to learn how to make some business cards. You're going to have to learn how to use social media marketing. All my assignments nowadays are reels. They're form of reels.
Wow.
So you learn two things at once. You learn the lesson and you learn the marketing, because that's the new way of marketing.
And you know what? You say that is interesting because I worked in education as well, right? And Ayo, make sure you get in, because you know me and Shy, we'll roll with it.
Yeah,
man, I'm chilling, man. Look,
it makes me think. It to give them something that is real goes so far. We had a podcast one time where we talked about our experiences in regards to barber school, and it was basically going there, you cut hair, you didn't teach you anything just about the grind and how to become better, nothing. Just get that piece of paper and go. And I feel that way in the public school system. Public school systems are failing because we are not, as a whole, you know, in the public school system, we're not keeping up with the times. So that social media is popping and that's what's out here, you're teaching them how to use what it is that they're familiar with to build their brand and build their clientele, man. And you know, that's huge and that's important, you know, because so many barber schools, you leave and you don't have anything but a piece of paper. You don't know where the hell to go and how to do anything. You know what I'm saying? And who you are, you got to start from the bottom. And I seen you make another comment that you talked about, man. It ain't that it's slow. It's that y'all. You can't come at 10 and leave at 3 and then complain that you done had a slow day. Like that's crazy. I don't care where you are, but guys like you make and AO and y'all make it look easy, so everybody think that to get to the top or to have all the clientele is attainable overnight.
That could be further from the truth, bro.
Hey, that's crazy what you said about that school system too, because I just had to go to the school and tell some teachers on my son, like, man, y'all teaching the old way, like, do something that's gonna make them be engaged. Like, you can't keep teaching it. The stuff that they was teaching me in school, I was like, man, I ain't stunned this crap. You would have taught me a little bit more about this, oh, it would have been over with. Or showed me this way, it would have been over with.
Right.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest problems with that too, man, and that's what a lot of stuff that can be associated with healthcare, that could be associated with how they police the states, how they police the towns and everything. Everybody or every system that's in place of power is trying to create blanket solutions for individualized problems. Two people don't learn the same, so why would I assume that I could put together one curriculum and expect everybody to learn off that one curriculum?
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's one of the biggest problems. There's no individual aspect or no individual approach to nothing no more. Everything is, this is the standard. You have to succumb to the standard. Right. You people don't reward you anymore, and really society rewards those who don't succumb to the standard and they're willing to go outside the standard and figure out how to learn the information the best way that they can retain it. Right. And that what we was just talking about brings up a point, something that I touched on that I'm dying to know.
Go ahead.
With what you're teaching in the school, you've put it out there that you're teaching a diverse curriculum where it's not just teaching them how to cut hair. It's not just teaching them how to market themselves. It's not just teaching them how to more or less be barbers. What are you teaching them, or how are you teaching them those little intricate pieces of what's important for a shop? Because all of us know that when barbers come in a shop, a lot of times you have to train them on things that they should know coming out their house. As far as like how to clean up behind themselves, how to greet people, how to communicate, how to effectively communicate. Those little nuances. What are you doing in your school, or how are you dealing with that? Because again, that's another one of them uphill battles with the newer age and the new generation, in my opinion.
That's one of the hardest subjects to teach, because it's like, even when I had Mac instructing with me, we would tell them to make the cards. You know, it's a Walmart right behind my school, right? Right. You know, it's a Prince's Chicken right beside it.
Yep.
I'm telling them, like, man, you have 2 places you can go and get clients. Only thing you got to do is talk to them. You'll be surprised how many of them say they ain't going to go and talk to somebody. That's weird, to go and talk to somebody. And we say, man, how are you talking to girls if you can't go out here and talk to a client? Their whole life they've been behind a keyboard. You think about it, most of these kids now that's in barber school, when they was born with an iPad in their hand. Yeah. We weren't like that. So that's like that's one I'm still trying to figure out, Shy. Like, how could I teach that? Right. Because a lot of them, it's just hard. They never had to do it. They always was behind the keyboard.
It's definitely difficult, man. It's something that, okay, so I don't have a teaching background. It's something that I'm very, very new. Actually, you gave me my first opportunity. I don't even know if you know this, but you gave me my first opportunity to dip my feet in teaching or speaking to anybody, and then you doubled down on that and invited me to have a class with you, which my experience on public speaking, teaching, figuring out how to do all that, right? So something that I used to do when I was in barber school, guys would ask me like, man, how you getting your clients? How you doing this? How you doing that? And something that I used to do that just made sense. Like, it made sense for you to see what your friends, what was trending on MySpace and how people was able to get their businesses moving on MySpace. You was able to see that and integrate your barbering into it and benefit from it. I was able to see in the barbering school that it's a City Trends right here. It's a donut country. It's a gas station, right? It's a lot of places that frequent a lot of people.
Right.
And it's a beauty supply right next, walking distance, right next door to it. So I'm like, man, all these things around here, I bet you if I go in there and talk to 10 people, I can get one person to come that they have.
Yep. That's all you need is that one.
Just one. And then at the time where I was at school, haircuts was $5. So I would take $20 in the beginning of the week and give the teacher $20. That's 5 opportunities for me because I had never picked clippers up, so I didn't expect nobody to pay me to cut their hair. But I know I need them reps in order to get better. Okay. So my way of making it easy for me was, hey, my man, you got a great grade of hair, man. I would love to fade it or put some tapers on it, man. I cut right here at the school. I've been here for a minute. I tell you what, bro, you come in there and let me cut it. It's on me. First haircut on me. And I start turning them people into clients. Some of them people I still cut to this day. I start turning them to clients. So when guys would come and ask me how you getting your clients, I would tell them that. And I promise to God, word for word, just like you said, they're like, nah, that's weird. I ain't doing that.
Right.
And it's
I just told them last week the same thing. I said, man, I would take the cuts off. Like, I don't care about the money. Right. You can go outside right now. You can tell somebody you can cut them for free. I don't care. You cut them for $5. You can cut them for $10. I don't care what you tell them. Just tell them you want them in your chair. Let you show them. I can't even get it out. Show them what you can do. Right. Show them what you can do when they get in the chair and make them your client. Right. I ended up having to buy them some clips. I said, the first one to get in here, I'll buy y'all some clips. The first one of y'all to get somebody in this school, I'll buy y'all some clips.
And that's insane that you incentivize somebody to make their own. That's insane to me. I don't understand it, bro.
That's sad.
Right. And we can't relate to that because we came up in a time, like you said, you had to talk to girls. When you went to jobs, and you had to ask for applications, the whole nine. And now it's just a whole different world because my son being a barber in the shop with me, and he's funny and he can be sarcastic and he has charisma. But when it comes to putting his work together to talk to somebody about something meaningful, man, he'll tuck his tail. He don't like to talk to people like that. I'm like, man, I was taught a closed mouth don't get fed, man. You got to be, you know what I'm saying? And another thing that I see in the game, in my personal opinion, and give me your feedback on this, Hunt, and if you push that piece, the customer service piece with young barbers is really a struggle as well. In eyes and what I've seen.
Yep. It's crazy. They don't greet nobody to come in the shop. Then and the younger ones, they want you to go up and talk for them to get the person in the chair. Right. And then when they're cussing in front of the clients, they're doing all kind of crazy stuff. The conversations they having, they ain't watching the room. Like, it's crazy. Times have changed, man, and I hate it. I remember Dion called me and told me, man, I'll never hire another barber under 30, and I felt that.
Yeah. But you know what? I've had some experience, man. I've watched some guys, and I've been in some shops where even guys in their 30s and above don't have no understanding of what just being a normal person. To me, like, okay, going out, right, and somebody just said on here, they was like, I can see how people would think that's weird, but I understand what you're saying, right? To me, going out and trying to talk people into coming to sit in this chair so I can cut their hair, I absolutely see nothing weird about that at all.
Me neither.
To me,
Right.
sitting here expecting people to come find me and they don't know me, that's weird.
Right. Right.
To me, that's weird. That's a broken.
Yeah, they gotta research you.
Yeah.
They looking at you when you ain't even seeing them look at you. They
No.
research. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's weird to me.
Yeah. And
that's something I always told people. The most important thing that you can do as a barber is make yourself visible.
right.
If you don't promote yourself, you're not talking to people, you're not putting your name and what you do in front of people, how do you ever expect anybody to come and find what they do, not know exist?
Let me be, I would tell them this all the time. McDonald's, everybody know what McDonald's is. Everybody know what Walmart is. But they always got a commercial out. They ain't never stop putting out commercials. Everybody know what they are.
Never gonna stop.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're a normal person cutting hair, but I don't do all that promoting. I don't like putting myself. Well, how? But you expect somebody to come to you.
Right.
Like, it's major businesses that put themselves out every day, and we already know. We knew from ever since we knew what food was, what McDonald's is, but we still see commercials. Like, why would you stop promoting? Your Instagram is your commercial. Whatever you put on there, that's how you advertise yourself to these people.
Right. Right. You know, when we were in Bronner Brothers, Mo, Miami Barber, and you know, he made a good point, and he talked about the celebrity of all the barbering due to social media now, and how the truth of the matter is you only are going to cut a small percentage of the people on social media platforms that that you really attract in terms of followers. And so now everything goes through social media. So, you know, the younger generation, they're living through social media. So, you know, you may have barbers on here that may have, you know, a large number of followers, but, you know, they may not be getting money like that. You know what I mean? Because that's what pushing it, and they're really hoping to monetize from the social media platform, opposed to really trying to get in their bag, being behind the chair and growing that way. It's like everything they see, you know, they see a fire Hunt put out a fire haircut. They think that was done overnight. And that's one of the things I always ask from the beginning, kind of what was your journey? Because so many people, you know, especially the young generation, think that Hunt just popped off overnight. You know what I'm saying? You know, you said, man, I done messed up many a heads, you know what I'm saying, from the start. And that's what they got to understand, man. We've all been through it, but it takes work. Everybody starts at the bottom, and you got to climb.
Yep.
So that leads to another question I wrote down here. That's a great question for Hunt. Be it that you know, you're in charge of a school, you see a lot. You see the next batch of barbers before anybody, right? How do you believe social media is helping new barbers, and how do you believe social media is hurting new barbers?
Okay, helping wise, they got a large platform of barbers to watch. Everybody's putting up reels now. So what I can't teach them, we can go and find a barber that can teach them what I can't teach them. Like some of that straight hair stuff, I can do straight hair to a certain extent. But some of these barbers on here going crazy with it. So that'll help them. They watch their reels, they watch their educational videos, that'll help them. But how it kills them is thinking everything instant. It got them brainwashed. Like, man, you see something, I always say they never see our struggle stories. They never saw us sitting out here passing out flyers. They never saw like slow days, man. I'm slow for 10 minutes. I gotta go in the car, pass out some more flyers. I gotta go do this. I gotta give out free haircuts. That's one thing I'll say too. I'll tell my students right now, if somebody came in that shop, and everybody know I charge 50 and up. Somebody came in this shop right now, don't know nothing about Hunt the Barber, don't know nothing about Fest Barbershop. Just know that most haircuts around the city are maybe $20. So they came here with $20, and I'm the only one open. And I charge $50, and they say, hey, I only have $20 in my pocket. You think I ain't gonna take them?
Man, I'm doing a $20 haircut, bro.
I'm doing a $20 haircut, and I'm telling him the shop price is $30 for walk-ins, $35 for the face. My price is $50. If you want to book me again, here's my website. That's how you book me. 9 times out of 10, when they said, man, I ain't never had a haircut like this, man, how I book you? I just made that $20 client pay $50, and now he's my client.
Wow.
Yep.
I feel like social media don't show all that. They just show $50. I see it all the time. Let me change my bio today to something crazy and go and check these younger barbers' bio tomorrow and watch how it match. They don't know what I thought about. I always strategize. They don't know what my strategy is. They just change it and wonder why it's not working for them.
Yeah, because they don't know the reason behind. Boy,
right.
You just struck a nerve. Let me say this, bro, and I'm gonna calm down. I already told you, bro, when I get an opportunity, because he busy as hell, man. I don't get to talk to him as much as I want to, bro. So when I get a chance to talk to him, he noticed I will talk his fucking ear off his head if he let me. So you struck a nerve with this, bro. One thing that I noticed is strategizing. Being able to strategically do things for an overall purpose is something that is so underutilized in this industry, severely underutilized. People in this industry, from what I've experienced, they only change after the bottom fell out. Then they trying to rescue and save and maintain whatever they can after it's like doing damage control after the crash. Right. So one thing that I made my focus where I am is, okay, if the standard of haircut isn't meeting the price demand that I want to see in my area, I have to first change the standard of haircut, at least where I am. People have to understand that they can come here and get a quality of haircut that they cannot get anywhere else, right? Now,
make yourself a demand. Go ahead.
Stay with me on this, because it's a long game to this.
Come on.
People can come here and they're going to get a standard of haircut that's going to be consistent, that they can't get nowhere else. And if they can get it somewhere else cheaper, this is where the price change is important. Because if I go up on my price here, I can also change the standard of what the barbers around me charge, right? Eventually, it's always going to be the holdouts. They can do what you can do either at the same level or at least close to what you do, right? They're going to hold out because they feel like they making money because they're undervaluing what you've already placed a premium value. But if you continue to push that value, eventually they're going to have to bring their number up.
Yeah. And
when they bring their number up, here's where the long game come in play. You can't bring your number up if you're not willing to unask your comfort and get better at your skill set.
Come on.
Yeah.
I'm willing to go pay for a class. I'm willing to go sit in Hunt class. I'm willing to go sit in AO class. I'm willing to go sit in Osh class. And I'm willing to go sit at a shear class and learn how to do more services and more grades of hair. So when I start charging 70 and I'm getting 70, you going to be around me like, damn, man, I need to start charging 72 because he charging 70 up the street. But you ain't putting work to up your skill set. So guess what? Your clients are going to start telling you, man, you're not worth 70.
Nope.
So now you got to up your skill set. Now you got to take your ass to a class. Now you got to go learn something, or you got to come knock on the door. Hey, what y'all doing over here where y'all charging 70?
All right, bro, that's funny because I done heard barbers in my show like, man, I can say this, and we see them give it to them with a smile. We say it, they act like it's a problem because you ain't put the work in.
You ain't putting the work in. Yeah.
You got 10 clients, man. You ain't no demand. Your hands, you in and out. Your hands smell like smoke when you come back in this mug. We in here trapping it out. You ain't watching nobody who can actually do the work. You running the streets, but you get them a half job and then try to get the same ticket. No, it don't work like that.
At all.
And even you could have a high quality of work, but all those other aspects don't meet. Like you said, you smell like smoke when you come in. You know, you're late. You change appointments. Your customer service is not meeting the quality of haircuts that you put out. That shit'll get old too.
It will. It will.
Tiles.
Doing those things like that on a consistent will absolutely force a change in this industry where you are. All you got to do is start where you at. If your shop is bringing a service and a quality cut with a premium price, and everybody, every time people talk about barbershops, they mention your name, or they mention your shop, or they mention somebody in there, or they recommend that people go there. What's going to happen is people are going to have to unask those comforts and start to either get in line or get the fuck out the way. Period.
Come on, Josh. Hey, when he said that, another thing, they're coming here with no clippers, dog. These barbers getting out of school don't even got clippers, man. I ain't even playing. They sharing clippers. They sharing sprays. They come in, first thing they asking for is a power surge. Like, what barber don't have a power strip? That's the first thing I bought when I started coming here. A power strip. They got a ring light, but they ain't got a power strip.
Man, look, everybody got that clip power strip. I done seen that in every barbershop I've ever been in, bro.
That what?
You gotta have a power strip.
Clear red power strip. The cord about this long. But they got 4 or 5 outlets on it. You can wrap that joint up real quick and plug in 5 things and be good to go.
Right. And that's the thing. You got to invest in your craft. Like you said, classes, clippers. You know, I put a reel up yesterday or the day before. I went into the shop, cleaned it up, cleaned my clippers. Man, I've seen some nasty stations and just some nasty practices, man. And all those things eventually will run its course, man. Don't nobody want, if you're paying premium dollar, if I'm gonna pay somebody premium dollar, and we even talked about Chick-fil-A, how in our opinion is cool, but it ain't all that, right?
Yeah.
But the customer service is consistent, and so you have people to come back over and over and over again.
Right.
You know, and they don't also understand, in my opinion, you know, and this is not to just browbeat the younger generation, but guys who have been doing it for a long time, way before social media, right? It's like the rap game and the NBA and everything else. They paved the way for what now I call the golden era of barbering. There's never been another time in barbering that you could charge $100, $150, $200. You know, you didn't have that. And so now, you know, you have that, and people are still not willing to put in all the work that it takes to be at that premium level.
And it's like you said, it's those small nuances that get you to that level. Something as it should be, it should go without saying that you should clean your station every day in between each. That should go without saying.
Right.
That's one of them things that you should understand, that not only from barber school, but before you ever go to a barber school.
Right.
When you go to your bath, I'm gonna make it like this, right? When you get up in the morning, you go to the bathroom, you take a shower, you know, take care of your business on the toilet, you brush your teeth, wash your face, whatever you do. Do you just throw shit down and leave it how it is? And when next time you go to the bathroom, there's shit everywhere. You gotta go and look for your towel to wash your face. You gotta find your soap. No, everything has a place. And you clean up behind yourself, so the next time you go to the bathroom, it's a clean environment for you to take care of your business.
So let me ask y'all this. I'm an owner, but I want y'all to tell me if I'm tripping or not. Okay. I know I own a shop. I got a responsibility of keeping certain stuff clean, but some, like everything, like certain stuff, like we said earlier, like the towels. I'm not a commission-based shop. I don't owe you no towels, bro. Right. If you want towels to put in a towel warmer, if you want to shampoo all your clients and do that, my shop ain't commission-based. It's booth rental. I don't owe you no towels. I don't owe you shampoo. I don't owe you none of that stuff. Bathrooms, you let your clients come in here. You know who the last person in the bathroom. You see somebody doing something, man, you don't try to clean it up. The waiting area. The waiting area, you see your client spill a soda or something like that. They wait for me to do everything. Y'all see me all day, clippers in my hand, going, and they expect me to come behind them and do everything. Sometimes as an owner, they put too much pressure on me. Am I tripping when I ask them to, like, man, tighten up?
No.
Hell no.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely. So as we talk collectively, I would like to know, like, AO, how does things work at your shop in regards to, you know, cleaning up and the responsibility? And we just go around, you know what I'm saying, just to get people's opinion.
Like we just really kind of like work with a team with it. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't really just have to speak on it as much, but we all kind of collectively do our part to make sure everything, you know what I'm saying, running smoothly. Like we pack, like, you know, certain people took on different responsibility of tiles. You know, that's just we use them. Not too many of us use them as much, but we know, you know, we use tiles a lot. But like I said, we all kind of do our own. Like, you know, if something need to be done, we all just, you know, pitch in and get it done. You know what I'm saying? The garbage, emptying the trash, you know. We'll you know, different people take their time, take different turns doing it, you know what I'm saying, the bathroom, any little thing, you know what I'm saying. We just try to everybody kind of all pitch in and keep everything, you know what I'm saying, keep everything running smoothly.
Right.
We ain't really just had too many, you know what I'm saying, no problem with it.
Right.
That's
We
cool.
just really don't, like I said, we really just don't have to, like I said, a lot of us, we grown, you know what I'm saying, so we just kind of just, you know, if you see something that need done, you know, just go ahead and jump on it, you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of the same here. We if the trash needs, if one thing that we do here that I absolutely love it, man. It's my favorite thing to see in this shop, and it's my favorite thing for clients to see in this shop. More importantly, is when one of us get done cutting and we sweep up our station, we sweep up everybody's station.
Oh yeah, more different. Oh yeah.
Everybody does that. Our staff
Right.
do that. All the barbers do that. I even have clients that'll come in here and see if everybody got a head in the chair and his hair on the floor.
Right.
Clients will pick up a broom
Mm-hmm.
or sweeping for us.
Mm-hmm.
So if I take my trash out, I'm gonna check or I'm gonna ask, hey, what's your trash looking like, bro?
Yep.
And it doesn't have to be said with those things. Now, something that I also do, and something that I'm about to integrate to the shop. One thing I do is I got 3 or 4 cleaning people that, you know, they rotate. I have them come in the middle of the shop because we also shoot another music podcast from here that another guy has. It's his cruise control ENT.
Okay.
They use this backdrop for their podcast. So we're not just trying to keep the shop presentable for us and our clients, but we're trying to keep it presentable for a show.
Right.
I have 3 cleaners that they come in whenever one isn't available. I got somebody that come midweek or the beginning of the week and just do a deep clean of the whole shop. And our job as the employees in the shop to maintain it, right? But something that I'm about to integrate, because one thing that really, really frustrates me is if I have to not be here for multiple days at a time and I come back and it looked like people kind of got lazy and they kind of was like, all right, well, shit, the standard is kind of whatever we make it.
Right.
Or I ain't even gonna say that's the mindset. I'm gonna say they just too busy. You know, they got busy. Maybe they all booked and use that as a sensible excuse to not keep the standard of clean. What I want to do is put out, just like they do at any factory I've worked at, a standard sheet of what needs to be done.
Right.
It's a mark-off sheet. If you the last barber here, these need to be checked.
Right.
Towels, is the towel being full? If it is, take it home and wash them, because you use them just like everybody else. If the garbage cans are full, go and look. If they're full, take them out. Is the floor swept? Is the pool table cleaned off? All these things help make less stress the next day. Because if you got to come in and before you could cut your first head, you looking around the shop like, man, this place look like a mess. You scramble and clean before you get to your first client. Your day done already started stress.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out ways, and it's an ever-changing thing, but I'm trying to figure out ways to maintain a standard that can be upheld, whether it's 7 of us in the shop or 1 of us in the shop.
Right.
It's going to be consistent. That's the hopes.
Yeah, and for me, I agree with you, Hunt. You know, we definitely got to hold them accountable. I could do a better job of holding them accountable. Sometimes I don't delegate the way I should, right? It's at this time, it's only 3 of us, but I'm the type, I'm tidy. I come in on a Sunday or Monday and clean up. But sometimes it is definitely frustrating. You come in and it's hair on the floor is marked, because I'm big on presentation. So your shop says a lot about you as an individual, in my personal opinion. You know what I mean? What kind of business you run, you know, clean. I want everything to be a step above. And so you're not wrong at all. We definitely have to hold them accountable.
All right. I thought I was tripping because all the backlash I was getting. I'm like, man, hold on. Times have changed because we was running like AO said. Every time somebody sit down, sweep the whole spot. Now, man, they sit down. They go outside. It's these celebrity barbers, bro.
Hey, I hate that word, bro.
For real.
That's my word for the ones that don't do nothing but act like they just too good to do something. Celebrity barbers.
I hate that word with a passion, bro. I hate that word with a passion, bro. When I hear barbers say that, when I tell you one that I've been noticing, bro, I've been seeing a lot of barbers put that in they bio.
In their bio.
Yeah, it's a whole. Yeah.
Hey, man, that's in my bio, man. Chill out, man.
Is the rest in your bio, bro?
Oh, he one of those.
Yeah, you one of them.
I'm definitely not one of them. I'm definitely not one of them guys.
Hey, but one of my barbers say this. My barber said, "What is a celebrity barber? What makes you a celebrity barber? Are you a celebrity barber because you cut celebrities, or you a celebrity barber in your neighborhood? You could just be a celebrity barber in your neighborhood, hey, yo."
Oh yeah, I mean, most definitely. But I still, man, I still do everything. Like I'm switching floors. I do it all. I ain't never too good to not do that. I'm still the same me. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we found
it was just funny that Shy said. I was like,
man.
I got that in my bio.
Hey, we found it all out. Let it all out, bro. We found out around since the 60s, bro. We found out AO got celebrity barber in this shit, bro.
Go ahead,
I'm different, huh?
So
go ahead.
So Hunt, currently how many barbers do you have in your shop, and how many students do you have? And I'm asking because I'm just kind of curious. How does a day as an instructor and somebody who cut, what does an average day look like for you?
I had to downsize. I had 13 barbers in here at one time. So now I got 7 barbers and 4 or 5 stylists. And then at the school I had like 40-some people enrolled, and I downsized that to 10.
You getting it in.
That's what you want to call it, man.
That
real talk. I mean, it's
motivation, my boy.
It's a bar to reach. We all can grow, but it's definitely for me a bar to reach to. But man, I love what you're doing. So how does your day start? Like, how do you create the balance with instructing and ensure that you're able to service your clients? I've been doing it about a year, and I think I just figured it out like last month. I had to start putting the homework assignments on Google Classroom. Okay. And then in the morning time, I tell everybody to be on time at 9 o'clock. I need y'all here at 9 o'clock so we can go through the book, highlight and do all the stuff in the book from 9 to 10. Sometimes we run over in the book. And then from 10 until it's time for me to cut it off, they in here either trying to get some clients or working on that mannequins. Okay.
And so once I get done with that, my shop is next door to the school. I just walk next door and start cutting.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope as hell.
Yeah.
It's insane, bro.
That's dope.
It's intimidating. It's intimidating. I'm dead serious, bro. It's intimidating. When you go into the shop, his shop arguably has some of the best barbers in Nashville, right? So when you go in the shop as a barber, you go in this shop and it's like, damn, I ain't doing shit in my little part. Then the floor that you go through, and it's a whole class. And and bro, listen, every seat in that school is full. I'm not used to seeing that in the barber school.
Wow.
All the barber schools I've been to, for the most part, except for the cosmetology schools. But all the barber schools that I've been to, it is what it is. Any given day, you might have full classes in there, and then you might come in there and be 3 people in there. And even when it's a full day, that don't mean that everybody stands to the end of the day.
Right.
Listen, bro, I went to that school it was a ass in every single chair in that school, bro. Wow. Then on top of that, when he came in there and was like, all right, we finna he gonna talk to you for a second. It was like snap to attention, bro. Wow. I ain't never seen nothing like it, bro. And to me, it just speaks to the standard that he's setting. Right. A lot of them barbers coming out of school, like I told them when I talked to them, and like I've been telling other barbershop owners around here, bro, they gonna come and they gonna set a standard of expectation for new barbers that's gonna be hard to replicate in schools that's not upholding their standards of what they pushing out. Yeah. It's gonna get to the point where you see now when barbers are looking for barbers to put in their shop, they more or less will take anybody. It's just, come on, you got your license and you're process getting it, can you get an apprenticeship? You can have those things, come on, right? Schools like his school, and it's going to be more schools that's going to come up that's going to replicate what he's doing. Once that starts to be the narrative being pushed forward, it's going to get to the point where barbers aren't going to accept. If you're going to have to, as a potential student, you're going to have to really make a decision on where I want to go to school, because I have a higher likeliness to get accepted into a shop or somebody want me in their shop if I come from this school, if I come from this stock, versus if I just go to the cheapest school I could find. Right. Well, the people who own the shop know what that school about. They know what kind of quality of barber they pushing out. They're not going to be willing. It's again, it all starts with upholding and stepping on some kind of standards. Once you put them standards out there, it will force the ecosystem around you to change its expectation of standards, because you not just settling for the bottom. If everybody settled for the bottom, what's the point of being good at anything? We can all just push out bullshit cuts and charge the minimum. Right. And it's a whole city state of people that'll be fine with that, because let's be honest, most clients don't know what a good haircut is until you show them.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Right.
But if you keep putting them standards out there, bro, it's going to change. Right. You got a question here, bro. It say, what's the best enhancement to use? I'm good. Let me show you something.
Mine. I got a mix.
Right.
Let me show you something real quick. Listen. Understand that I'm not just talking. I don't tell nobody nothing that I ain't tried. Hunt know this, bro. If I'm gonna talk about your product, it's because I use it or because I've used it.
Right.
I use these.
Okay.
I use these. Bobby Harris on here. He's another one. His shampoo, I use it, bro. It's a good shampoo.
Okay. Okay. And we definitely gotta support each other. I'm gonna have to get.
I want to hear him talk about it, because he uses it every day. He using it on there. So tell me about what's the name of it? What is this, man? What is this stuff, man?
That is the holding spray. That's part of the ingredients. If you want them chops to come out looking like that, you got to use it. You got to have every client shampoo. If it's my shampoo or somebody else's shampoo, you got to have them shampooed first. You cut the hair down. Once you cut the hair down, pick that mousse back up. Mm. You cut the hair down, put the fade tape on. You put that on after. Lock it in. You don't push it to the hairline. You leave that hairline natural as possible. Mm. Then you go behind. Yep, you hit it with that. Okay. That's what's gonna have that hairline crispy. After you don't shampoo it or put the hot towel on it, then it's just gonna chalk it up. Mm. You gotta have all three, man. You can't have one without the other.
And so you know, as I learn more about you, I follow you, and it's funny because I took a picture of some of those. Damn, I'm like, man, I gotta find these, right? You encompass, in my opinion, what today's barber should be about, because ultimately we can't do this forever, right?
Right.
You know, at least not at the rate that we do it now.
Shit.
Right.
But I'm challenging that, bro.
But I'm saying from this point, when you 60, 65 and you want to do a little bit more, you want to travel, you want to get a wife time that you couldn't give her because you worked so hard building your empire, he's created something that allows him to step from behind the chair and continue to keep it moving. Because I don't know if you guys will agree, but I'm gonna make a statement. Every barber that I've come across, a lot of them consider themselves entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. I redefine my definition of an entrepreneur maybe about a year ago. I'm self-employed working to become an entrepreneur because I believe an entrepreneur makes passive income.
Absolutely.
When I can eat, when I can pay bills and eat when I'm asleep because money's still rolling in, then I've reached the entrepreneurial avenue that I'm trying to get to. As long as you have to be behind the chair to make your money and pay your bills, I think that's self-employed. That's just my opinion. So what I want to do with your academy, with your barbershop, with, you know, then have 14 others, you got 7 in there now, you got your products, you're building, you done built an empire, and you're building a legacy that when you choose that, look, my body done had enough of this and I don't want to cut at the rate that I'm currently cutting, I can step from behind, continue to train up these young guys and keep the ball rolling.
Absolutely.
And to me, that's what this thing is about. We love it, but we also at some time have a plan to expand. You know what I mean?
I plan on being, I always say I want to be like the Black Paul Mitchell, man. I want to be the first Black Paul Mitchell.
That's what's up.
I got everything I need. I just got to, man, put more energy into it and promote it the way I need to promote it. And I feel like if I keep doing it, I'll be the Black Paul Mitchell.
And that's
my goal
of this podcast, because not only are we giving flowers, but we got people on here who are inspiring and motivating. You know what I mean? And that's beautiful, because it just makes, I know for me, makes me feel like I can reach for the stars. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? I retract what I said, because where you went with that is where my mind was.
Okay.
Is you right. Once you've tethered yourself to this chair long enough, your body is gonna tell you it's enough.
Right.
We human beings, and every human being on the face of this planet has an expiration date on it, right?
Yep.
But when I say, hell no, I'm doing this forever,
right,
I mean, I'm going to be like the Hunts or the Ricos with Famas, or like the Miami Barber, or like Kane's Barber. And I'm going to implement boots in this industry where I won't physically have to be here to continue to produce from the industry. All you have to do is be creative in your approach to this, man. It's so many lanes in barbering and the beauty industry to make money, bro. This is a what was the number? $206 billion industry, and it's increasing.
So my thought is, give me some.
Yeah, give me some.
You know,
but it ain't give me some. It's point me in a direction where I gotta go get it, and I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna go take it. You ain't gonna have to give me nothing. I'm gonna get it. That's it.
a dog about it.
And I'm
bro.
from the standpoint. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna create my lane. Give me some of that too. I'm getting that. You know what I'm saying?
Actual facts. And I think that's the direction that barbering is heading, right? Because I think that all of us on here can agree that once you get into this, we all got into it for the passion and the love of creating, right?
Absolutely.
And what it looks like to take somebody from what they came in to this image in your mind to they walk out as that image that you've seen in your mind.
Right.
We all got that passion. We all share that. But I also think that the way the industry is going is you have to also have a plan. What's your plan?
Right.
When you first got into this, your plan was to get your license.
Right.
When you got your license, your plan was to get in the shop.
Right.
When you got in the shop, your plan was to get popping. When you popping, now you outgrowing the shop in most cases. It's time to get your own shop.
Right.
The plan can't stop there. It can't stop at I got a barbershop. What's your plan? And social media, this is where social media and just online marketing and e-commerce, if you guys are familiar with that, is going to change the way barbering is forever done, because now the plan doesn't have to stop at shop ownership, school ownership.
Right.
The plan can go into teaching, it can go into motivation speaking, it can go into traveling teaching, it can go into teaching.
There's so many lanes.
There's so many lanes in this industry. It's insane.
Barber shows. Yeah.
You then you got people that just content creators, man. Like it just, man, just so much. Like I said, it's way different than what it used to be. Like it's so many ways to benefit from it now. Like it's no limit, so it shouldn't be no excuse for nobody.
All right, can I ask a question? Shop owners.
Mm-hmm.
So, have you ever had anybody come to you and say they were independent contractors?
All the time.
Yeah.
What you feel about it?
Me and my son.
I'll be one to. Go ahead. I'll let you speak. Let me sit up.
Man, it's funny because my son told me, man, me and my son, it's the most beautiful thing to be able to work with your seed, and he following the footsteps, and you know your goal is for your seed to surpass you, and for you to pave the road for your kids to just take off, right? But with that, me and my son, you know, my kids all grew up different, and so we get into it. I call him Carlton Banks. He told me one day, when we talk about the cleanliness of the shop, he told me one day, he said, Dad, I said, man, you don't come in here and help your pops clean up. He said, Dad, I ain't no janitor. I cut hair. I said, huh? You know, and he was being sarcastic, but I wanted to choke him. But that was in the gist of it was, damn. Independent contractor. So I come when you know, I come and go as I please, and he has so much potential that he doesn't even realize. And that is our struggle and our fight every day. Like, bro, if you would really tune in, the hell with that independent contractor. This is a business, and these are the expectations. When you treat it like a business, you get the return out of it that you put in. But being young, we're trying to get to that point. Man, we argue at least 2-3 times a week.
Over that. Hey, somebody told me that, and I was like, man, that don't sound right. Independent contractor. I can come when I want to come, do what I want to do. So one day, one of the barbers said it, pissed me off so bad. I ended up texting my fiance, Google what an independent contractor is, screenshot it, and send it to me.
Mm-hmm.
She went deeper than that. She found it, sent it to me. I said, that's exactly what I thought. Man, an independent contractor, you pay independent contractors. They don't pay you. So you break it. When I break it down to them, I said, okay, let me say I got this land. I need something built on this land. I need some concrete poured on this land. I'll hire you as an independent contractor to come in and work on my land. I don't tell you, I give you a time I need it done and a day I need it done, but I don't tell you what to use or how to do it or nothing like that. And I pay you after you do your service. That's what an independent contractor is. Absolutely. You got to stop letting people come into your shop saying they're independent contractors. They are booth renters, and we are the landlords of these booth renters. So when they come in and say, man, I ain't doing this and doing that, yeah, you got control over all that. You can tell them everything. That you can't come in here and say, man, I'm working, but that's not a good example. I'm gonna do this when I come into work. You can't tell me what to do because I work for myself. Yeah, you your boss at your station, but you're an asset to this business.
Right.
Now, I hire you to help this business grow. I didn't go and get no business to babysit.
Right.
Everybody to get businesses, they want to make money from their business. So when Walmart hire people to work for them, what they do? They hire the best people they know that's gonna get the job done. When you hire people to work in your barbershop, hire the best people that are gonna get the job done. Okay, they their boss, but there's certain limits to being a boss in a barbershop. They gotta know that.
It's an understanding to what come with that, because everybody want to put that I'm a boss tag on themselves, but they don't truly understand what that means. They don't understand how many hats a boss wear. They don't understand that part. People glorify saying that they're a boss just because it sounds good. They glorify that because I can make my own schedule. I can do this. I'm a boss. No, you're not. Understand that a boss means that you can hold yourself accountable for being here at the same time every day.
Yep.
A boss means that you know how to understand and have situational awareness where you in your space won't negatively impact everybody around you. That's what a boss do. you understand that a boss is the first person in and the last person to leave.
Right.
That's what a boss is.
Right.
If you come in with the mindset that I set my own hours and can't nobody tell me what to do, this ain't my place, I ain't got to clean up because I don't own it, you're not a boss, bro. You're a nuisance.
Right.
Yeah. Honestly, you're a nuisance because you're a negative impact to every service provider and client that come through these doors because they got to walk past your dirty station.
Right.
They got to come in and listen to your vulgar language.
Right.
They got to come in and sit down and ask, man, damn, do the other guy ever be here? He ain't never here.
Right.
Just work again.
Right. And we get that all the time. So I got a question for you guys. Well, and I know this for Shy, but for AO and Hunt, have you guys ever worked outside of barbering, like just punch the clock of 9 to 5?
I hated it.
Have you, AO?
Yeah, I have. I did it for a good little minute. Like, I can't see how I was doing it.
You know, and what I think the beauty of it, and I hated it, is that you knew you learned what you didn't want to do, and it made you go harder. Because my mindset, when I get up and I go to the shop, I'm like, man, I done work for companies, and I done been loyal, and I done put it all there, and when I leave, 2 weeks later, they done hired somebody else. So if I'm willing to go put in 40, 45, 50, 60 hours a week for a company and live out their dream, why am I not willing to put that same, I'm not able to put that on the line for myself. And so that's where the button of heads, because I'm like, when you're young, get it while you young, put yourself in a better position than me as pops, because I had kids early, and figuring things out late. Set the ground and create a foundation to build that legacy. Right. And some of these independent contractors, young or old, really don't get it. They take advantage, but not knowing what they're missing out on.
All right, man. I argue with one. I would call it. I'm in college now, man. I argue with Perk because I want y'all to get on his head too. I argued with Perk last week about that. Like, bro, you 20, you in your early 20s. I was trying to break it down to him. I was telling him, like, I said, we was arguing about the prices or whatever. I'm like, bro, I've been doing this forever. I'm ready to go up. Like, y'all playing. What y'all trying to do for $100, I'm not finna do all that work. What y'all doing for $50, I was getting $100 for it. So why would I go and put all these steams and all this extra stuff for $100 when I can get it for what I've been doing? So I'm trying to tell him, like, the value of this crap. Right. So then we go into, I said, how much you want to make a day? The man said, I can cut 10 heads at $60, at $600 a day. I was like, bruh, you in your 20s. Man, you know how many heads I was cutting a day in my 20s? 40-something heads wasn't nothing in my 20s.
And how much
15 minutes, huh?
And how much were you charging me?
$14 for adults, $12 for kids. And I'm making $600 and $600, $700 with ease, really, to me. So if you're charging $50 right now in your early 20s, why not just go crazy? Boy, you could be making triple of what I was making.
Yeah. Yeah. But you notice that, and this ain't no knock at Perk, because I don't think Perk is this kind of barber.
Nah, he a good barber.
I believe that. I truly believe that. But have you noticed that a lot of barbers, I've been seeing this, man, and this, I don't understand this mindset. A lot of barbers don't put in that kind of work until they need that money for something.
Yep. And you know what I said? When it get down to that point where, because it's gonna slow down, barber it be up and it be down. When it get to that point, when we was asking you to come in and help us and let's do this and let's do that, when it get to that point, don't be in here talking about feed. I'm not gonna feed you, bro. I'm sorry. If you can't be in the trenches with us when we trying to build something, don't be in the trenches with us when it get bad. Because I ain't gonna be able to feed you.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry.
Absolutely, bro. That's one of the things that I'll be trying to harp on some of the guys in here, man, is the importance of being willing to take that walk in, no matter if you booked out or not.
Right.
Take them, bro. Take them. Even if you know every week, bro. my clients, anybody that's on here that know me, anybody that's on here that get their haircut by me or anything, you know that you can set an appointment with me, and I will be doing everything I can to get you in that chair when you set that appointment. But the chances of it happening ain't that high, because if a walk-in come here and don't nobody taking them, I will chase you down the street to get you back in here for me to cut your hair, bro. I'm not letting no money walk out this door. And for me, it's not just not letting no money walk out the door. I'm not letting the opportunity for a new client walk out the door.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, how many barbers in y'all shops collect? So Shy, how many in yours now?
4 barbers and 1 stylist.
Okay. And AO, how many in yours?
6.
Okay. Any stylists or just all barbers?
All barbers.
Okay.
Oh, and shout out to everything Rita, stylist in the shop. She has she's expressed the interest in cutting, bro. So pretty soon we finna be barber united, bro. Any 10 here, you're gonna be able to get in and get a cut. How many people come in your shop with kids? They ain't never been in there before. They just want you to give them an even haircut. I see barbers turn them haircuts down because they got an appointment coming in, and then sit down and wait for that appointment that's not there to get there.
Right. Hey, bro, I think that was one of the things I think I killed with barbering too. I'll take the blame for that, because I remember I used to see a lot of kids coming in the shop and barbers was taking them, younger than me and all that. I feel like when I put on my bio, no, I don't take kids. I don't accept kids. They took it and they started putting it on there. It's like, you don't even know why I put it like that. Right. I was saying, as far as appointments, I don't do kids because I got to be on a strict schedule. So kids, sometimes the mothers or the fathers don't make their kids sit still. So it's harder for me to do
Longer time.
I would take a kid, but it's like a certain age on my appointments that I would do it. I feel like they just took it and ran with it. I don't take kids. When you build it, you got to take everything you can.
Right. And I was going to say, if you've earned that right to be able to do that, then you have a choice to, decide who you want to cut and what age level. But like you said, coming in at the ground, starting from the bottom, you can't turn people away. Yeah. And the value with that, I think the value sometimes of barbershops have been lost from that standpoint, because you start to cut generations. You have a father, you have the son grows up, he has a kid. You know what I'm saying? Just the beauty of community. And sometimes we lose that, but you're in a place and space when you have 7 or 14 other barbers. Now there's somebody that's able to benefit from what you're not taking. So it all works itself out.
Yeah.
Some places where, you may not be able to take that overload. Nobody else wants to take it, and especially with the pandemic, where we went to a lot of appointment-only barbershops. It's kind of sad sometimes, that so many kids are getting turned away. You see the frustration of.
But it goes back to the ecosystem, bro. Let me put you on something real quick.
Come on with it, sir.
I'm telling you, bro, when you throw a pebble out there, you make a ripple in the ecosystem. Somewhere along that ripple, somebody's benefiting from what you did.
Right.
I'm benefiting from what you did, because there's a lot of barbers out here that follow suit with that, and they don't take kids. Right. I can look at you in your face on this camera and tell you multiple times during the haircut of a kid that's just wilding out, I've thought it myself, like, bro, this is my last kid haircut. But because so many people aren't taking kids, it's increased the value of a kid's haircut.
Yep.
It's increased the value of a kid's haircut because it's harder to get barbers who are willing to cut kids' hair. And it's even harder to get barbers who's willing to cut kids' hair well. Right. That's the premium.
That's the big thing. Like, they want their kids' hair laid these days. Like, they want
it takes a special skill set and amount of patience to do that.
Yeah, for sure. So, like, they bring you 1 and 2 year olds, man, showing you a picture of a 10-year-old, and like, I want his haircut like this. And you like,
they showing you a picture of you. They showing you a picture of AO with an AO cut. Like, y'all want papers blended.
I'm gonna be real. Like, I kind of got where I don't really cut kids as much. Like, I could, like, my age, like it start like at least 3. Like you got to be at least 3 because man, I done had some time. Boy, I done fought a lot of 1-year-olds, man, in my day, man. 'Cause some of them 1-year-olds don't be going because they taking clippers out your hand. But you, like you said, you got to have that patience. You got to have that just willing to just fight through it. You know what I'm saying, to get through it. Because some days it be a breeze, but a lot of times, like like you said, like you have an appointment with like I said, it's a 1-year-old, and that's not that point. That slot go. It don't now. We at 2 hours and 15 minutes because
Real.
just been showing out. So now I'm
Look,
behind like
Hey,
6
like
people.
this.
You know what I'm
hey,
saying? Just that fast.
and then with you, bro, because I know I done had my experiences. You bent over backer. You 6'8".
Yeah.
Oh man,
Hey, they don't make a booster seat high enough,
man,
bro.
I'm sitting down though. I'm gonna sit down. If I'm cutting a small kid, I'm gonna get in their face. Like I'm a like I
You
get referred kids a lot. You know what I'm saying? People love for me to cut their kid. A lot of people mad at me right now because I decided to, trying to, I cut back on cutting kids, but I give them that, make them feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, because I'm so tall too at the same time. But I sit down, I get in a personal space with them. You know what I'm saying? And they real comfortable with it. But like I said, sometimes a lot of kids don't go for that. You know what I'm saying? They ain't getting it. They don't want no comb. They don't even want to be in the church.
Right.
Hey, something just hit me, bro. I'm gonna give y'all some hunt game, bro. This some game Hunt gave me that I use to fill up my slow days. I just thought of a way you could use it to fill up your whole week if you want to. Okay. So what he told me is, he said, when you trying to fill up your slow days, find your clients that's your every 2-week clients, your clients that's been rotating with you, rocking with you for a while. Find a way to rotate them to your slow days and open up your busy days for your new clients so that they can get in. Well, here's another, and that worked. I did it, and thank you. That shit, it's insane how busy I am. But if you're a barber on here, or you're a stylist on here, or whoever you are, and you want to fill out your schedule, or you got an influx of kids, you have the power to place them appointments where they're best fitted for your schedule. Take those kids, and instead of taking 8 kids on a Friday or a Saturday, spread them 8 kids and take 2 in the morning on Tuesday, take 2 in the late shift on Tuesday, and then don't cut no kids Wednesday. Then take 2 in the morning on Thursday, and take 2 in the afternoon on Thursday. Spread them 8 kids out. That way you give yourself a break in between them difficult cuts. You give yourself some sanity, a piece of your sanity back. And then another thing I would say, this is something else I got from Hunt. You have the right to tell a parent you need to get your kid together.
Right.
You need to do whatever you need to do to get your kid together, because I have appointments, I'm booked back to back. If this baby can't sit in this chair for this next 10 minutes and finish this haircut, at 3:10, he's done.
Right.
And I'm gonna take my next client is already sitting over there patiently waiting, and this taking way too long. So I apologize that I couldn't get you exactly what you want, but I'm gonna need you to also absorb some of the responsibility as to why, because this is your baby, not mine. You had it right.
A lot of times it's still kind of crazy, because if you send them out and you ain't, like in your mind, you're not trying to send nobody out with no, you know what I'm saying, no, not finished haircut, not finished product. So it's like, it kind of against you too, because it's like, man, this gonna reflect on me. This gonna reflect on me.
Hey, your Instagram and your work, people gonna start turning on them clients before they turn on you. They gonna be like, nah, what you do? What did you do to AO? Because AO work always right.
Right.
But that's just how I'm just like that though. I just think like that. I'll be like, man, if I'm not satisfied with how the way it look, like it'll bother me. Like I'll think about that later on. I could be driving behind me like, man, I can't believe I let that little kid walk out there like this.
I'm the same way, but sure, you can't have no feelings in business.
Yeah,
I learned that once my feelings left.
That's why I kind of just I put an age limit on it, man. Because like I said, it was getting outrageous, man. Like people like because I was promoting kids hard at one point, you know what I'm saying? And because from putting, you know, older like haircuts on smaller kids, so a lot of people seeing like, I know so and so baby, that baby got to be 1 and 1.5, and they got a haircut like that, and they automatically assume that they kid gonna be the same way. But you not knowing that this kid sit here, this 1-year-old sit here like he done had 30 haircuts before. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Can't hear you.
Hey.
Haircut, and so it's like I put a little age limit on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of, because it was getting out of hand, man. I'm talking about I used to get to work, man, on a Friday, man. I got 17 nothing but kids. Like, I'm like, how this happen? You know what I'm saying? They all like 10 of them first haircuts. I'm sitting here like, man, what did I do to this? Like,
That's a long day, boy.
You know what I'm saying? So it just got to a point where I was just like, you know what? I know how to feed.
Yeah. Can I ask y'all a question on this too? I ain't trying to change the subject, but do y'all like try to teach the business side of barbering to y'all barbers, like let me say, like corporation like LLCs and all that type of stuff? Do y'all go into that deep with y'all barbers, or y'all just
to the people to listen?
That's where I was going next.
Yeah.
Not yet, because they ain't ready to take it all in yet. You know what I mean? Being we have a loctician, cosmetologist, you know, she's older than my son, but then I had my son, so it's only 3 of us in there right now. She's more receptive. My son's still, you know, in that space where he's really not hearing it, but it's definitely something that I want to have conversations about. You know what I'm saying? But I think it comes with growth as they're trying to get to the next phase of what they're doing.
Yeah, okay. Absolutely. You got to be receptive to information like that. It goes just like with learning how to cut hair. Somebody can sit down and give you every piece of information that you need from A to B to be successful with this. But if you're not receptive to the information, or you don't want that, it's not going to be worth nothing. And I'm not interested in wasting my breath trying to teach you something that you're not interested in knowing.
All right. I try to teach mine, because I know when I started, like, getting stuff, everything I paid for, I paid with these. I didn't get no loans. I didn't have no capital. I didn't have an idea of how to do that crap. When people were saying, man, you can get money to get your business and stuff started, I thought that was bull crap, for real.
I was scared of it.
Huh?
I was scared of it, bro.
I was scared of it too. But like, I know all these barbers ain't gonna be with me forever, and I want them to go and do their thing. That's gonna show who I am too. When they go on, they get they business started, and they have to go the route that I went, they're gonna know, like, my hunt really taught them the game. But the thing with it, I feel like me being a barber, I never stepped foot in the college, that some people don't listen to me. I can tell them everything, how to do it, from getting your business started with the LLC to how to get the capital, how to put the money and do all this stuff. When it comes from me, they don't want to hear it. But if some collegiate dude come in here talking all proper, that ain't me. I ain't gonna talk proper. I'm gonna talk like how I am. He talking all proper or whatever. They listen to him like, man, he's preaching this, he doing this. Like, bro, I've been telling you this for weeks. You ain't heard nothing I said.
Right.
That's why I was asking, like, do y'all even go that far to doing it?
You know what? I tell you this. This is my, and this may be a what's the word, bro? This may be a passive aggressive way of doing it. I have a lot of clientele that's business owners, they're involved with law and a lot of other businesses. My way of getting my information on what an LLC was, what an S Corp was, what it meant to business, and how to structure all the paperwork and how to file taxes. A client taught me that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
One of my clients taught me that. He's into real estate, owns a whole housing development in Memphis, and he's buying up a lot of land here. So this is somebody who I admire or took on as a mentor when it comes to business. So when I was ready to go and try to do this barbershop, that's who I called. I called on him to, hey man, I'm interested in starting a business, but I don't know where to even take the first step. I don't know. No one's ever taught me about business. So my passive aggressive way of passing the information he gave me on to the barbers in the shop. And when I was at school, when I would go to the school and cut over there sometimes, my passive aggressive way of giving it to them is I'll have a conversation with him when he's here. And me and you both know there's a way to have a conversation that dictates the shop.
Mm-hmm.
Where people focus on that conversation. There's a way to have a conversation steer every other conversation in the shop. And I pay attention to who shuts down their micro conversations to listen to that conversation. Right. And what I do is I purposely ask him positioning questions so that he can put that information out there. Or he'll ask me something and I'll put it out there and I'll say, for instance, when I did this, this is how I did it. This is why I did it. This is how it's affected me now, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of a passive-aggressive way of doing that. I would love to be more direct with it, but unless I'm somewhere like at your school talking to your students, I just went out to this school out in Franklin and talked to some cosmetologists. Unless I'm in that setting, I don't press that enough. And maybe that's something that I should press enough, or press more.
So I have a question for Hunt and all you guys. So one of my things is, as I look at you know, my team, right, them being younger, one of the things right now that I think is more important that I really want to get across to them, being that, you know, we're self-employed, is the investment side, you know, before they even, you know, start to try to climb and, you know, start their own business and really start getting to a point, because I've seen, and I'm guilty of it, and I've seen so many barbers that over a long period of time have made so much money, but don't have anything to show for it.
Yeah.
Saved any money, you know, and things of that nature. And, you know, easy come, easy go for a lot of young people, especially. So, you know, when you don't have the 401ks and the pensions and of that nature, like, I'm where my focus is at, where I really want to get them to, where they're putting back money, you know, because I think when you get to a point, if you have a business and you don't have any financial literacy, you're going to have a hard time with the business sustaining anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that's an enormous point to keep on pushing. But I think, be it that you've been around the industry a lot longer than me, well, shit, all y'all been around the industry longer than me. I'm still very much green in this industry, but I think y'all have a better understanding of how to make sound investments with that. My understanding of it is you have to go out, for me, I have to go out and source that information, because I can't say that something is a sound investment for you because it was a sound investment for me. Right. Because I don't know what your goals are with your money. Before you can make any investment, my advice to anybody is know what your goals are with your money. What's your goal with your money?
So when I talk about investments too, I speak like in terms of IRAs, you know,
right,
retirement plans and things of that nature, where you can seek out, until you learn and research, you can seek out companies, and that's what, you know, they're paid to do. And they kind of, you know, they'll do a questionnaire and they're trying to find out what your goals are.
Right.
And when that happens, then, you know, it kind of makes you cognizant of what it is that you're trying to do, and strategically try to put together a game plan, and then you're able to learn more over years. So for me, I was a late bloomer with the IRA, because when I was in the school system, we had a retirement plan, right? Mm-hmm. Now, you know, I cut hair, you know, part-time, but I didn't do it full-time, so it wasn't something that I was looking, and I should have been investing money then, but not so much, you know, from the start, you know, in terms of things like properties and things, just a way to build money and to have money, you know, long term. And even though investments are a gamble, you're dealing with people you know, that are more knowledgeable than you are, at least from the start.
Oh, absolutely. I think a lot of that's for understanding what the value of money actually is. A lot of people don't understand the value of money. They just understand it to have it's something I need to get things I want, but money has so much more value than that. It's intensely undervalued because money is nothing more than value. Value is what your credit is worth, right? So if you understand what getting money does for your credit and how those two associate, then your value of money changes. And I think a lot of younger guys don't have it. It's something Flo the barber, I believe it is. Sometimes people don't know what their interests are until you introduce them to them. Until you start having those conversations with younger barbers, or like having those conversations with the barbers coming and enrolling in his academy. Until you start having those conversations or introducing a question, what's your goals financially? What do you want your money to do for you more specifically? What are your goals for your money? Until you start to introduce them that way of thinking or those conversations, you're gonna find a lot of barbers doing the burnout route, where they come in, they make a bunch of money, and then they get burnt out cutting hair, and the money ain't worth it no more. And they're gonna go back to working. They're gonna go get a job because the job offer more structure or whatever the hell the reason is. I don't understand why anybody would go back to working, because fuck that shit, that's dead. I ain't going back to that.
Right. I can't do it.
Oh, well.
For me, it was kind of trial and error, right? And one of my best friends was you know, one of the coldest barbers in town at the time, and you know, we talked about it. He passed, and you know, he didn't punch a clock very much. He had 2 jobs, and so he spent time cutting in his mom's garage about 12, 13. So he was getting it in, and you know, he had grown men coming, you know, get their hair cut. So he had been doing it for years, but it was the mentality, because he didn't have financial literacy. It was kind of, you know, easy come, easy go, almost like having money like the dope boys, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he might go in the shop, he might rake up, you know, $600-700 that day, and by the end of the night, he done spent it all shooting dice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But me, I couldn't understand it from that standpoint, because I first punched the clock. And even though I would be loose with money in some areas, it wasn't to that degree. So I was able to watch from afar, because then years later, when it was time for him to buy his first home, he and his wife, he hadn't filed taxes. He hadn't done any of the things that were necessary, you know, for him to have the things that he wanted, that he could actually account for, because he made that type of money, but he had no paper trail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For the government, he don't exist.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was part of the reason I started talking to them about that. Like, these folks don't even have card readers. They'll let a client walk out the shop to go and get the money. Like, when you say, man, I'll chase a client at the shop, they'll let their clients leave because they don't have card readers. That's how the conversation came up. Why you don't have a card reader when it's time to go and buy something? You ain't going to be able to buy anything because you ain't going to have no paper trail. It took me the hard way to learn this. I was doing just like your boy was doing. I was young, getting money. Sure, I might have a big day. I wouldn't shoot no dice, but I'll go to the club. I'll be at the bar. I spend everything I done made. Because I knew I can go back and get it the next morning, but I ain't have a paper trail. So I started changing the way I did things.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And let me ask y'all this, because am I right in saying this? All of us on here have held a job at some point, right?
Mm-hmm.
A traditional job. Okay. Unpopular opinion, right? I think that working a traditional job before getting into barbering is overlooked as to how it could impact your ability to be a good barber. Because whereas none of us like keeping certain hours or having to get up super early to go punch a clock, or dealing with a-hole supervisors or a-hole co-workers, or just jobs that's taxing and you're not being compensated fairly enough for the amount of work that they demanding of you, right? We can all agree to those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think the benefit of them jobs were the structure that they provided as far as the expectation of what you had to do and how you had to carry yourself to keep it. So a lot of times, at least for me, and I'm assuming for y'all, because all of y'all kind of had the same mindset. When you came into the barbering world and you put it all in this full time, you was able to take those training tools that you learned from those jobs and implement it from behind your chair. You was able to display superior customer service because you may have worked in a customer service background based job. You was able to understand the importance of keeping a schedule because you've kept a schedule with a job. You get to see the benefit in knowing how to effectively communicate with people, because in a job, you can't just go up to your supervisor or coworker and say, man, get the fuck out of my face. You got to be able to say that professionally and mean the same thing. So you learn how to effectively communicate. I think that a lot of especially younger barbers, they're getting pushed so fast, or they're pushing themselves so fast to chase the money that they're missing out on the other opportunities. I just told a group of stylists they was pushing back against the option of going to work for Great Clips before you go to a salon. They was like, no, we ain't doing that. That's hell no, we ain't doing it. Ain't nothing but bad barbers and bad stylists in Great Clips. It may be less than superior barbers and stylists in Great Clips, but the one thing that a Great Clip barber is going to come out of there if they decide to transition to a shop is you are not going to be able to fuck with them on their understanding on how to be a good servant of the people, and you are don't fuck with them as far as what it takes to operate, run, successfully sustain a business, because they earn all of that.
Right. But and that's what it seems that Hunt is changing the game and trying to impact that and give the young ones that are coming out that. I agree with you, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. In my first year of owning and opening up the barbershop, we won Buy Black Barbershop of the Year, and we won our local newspapers Barbershop of the Year, right? And in my experience, putting all those things together, the customer service, the time management, just every aspect I learned, that's why for me, I appreciate so much of the bullshit that I went through. It took me to my brink. You know what I mean? But I learned so much from it. So when I finally opened up my shop, to me, it's been a breeze because I'm going to give you an experience, that most of the other barbers, you know what I'm saying, aren't going to give you, because I understand I've sat on all sides of it. And I know that, you know, it takes more than just skills to be successful at anything it is you do. When I hoop, the same thing. You could be cold at basketball, but if you don't have a mental understanding of the game, all you have is talent, you jump high and run fast, there's limits on what you're going to be able to do, right? So the workforce, you know, it is something that's important, but I think our schools should be giving our kids more, so that if you are coming out of high school and you're going to Hunt Academy, you know, and you're learning the game of barbering from him, you take a little bit that you learn from school, you should take a little bit from home, take a little bit from Hunt, mix that up, and you should be able to come out, because the same thing that makes us successful in what we do, it's necessary in anything that you do career-wise to be successful, whether you're self-employed, an entrepreneur, you work for Fortune 500 company, you go to a factory. If you're going to be successful, most of these things are very necessary.
Facts.
You know?
Facts. I agree. I like the comment, Lady CB getting it. Lady CB getting it. I guess that's what it is, right, Lady C? Run your business like a business, and it'll pay you like a business. I like that.
That's 100.
So, man, I can talk to y'all all night. Hunt,
Man.
you got any other questions, comments, anything? I literally wrote down a bunch of questions, bro. We went through all of them, and a lot of them really just came up organically in the conversation. So, to me, that's a sign that this has been outstanding podcast between everybody, man, and it's gonna be hard to top this one, bro.
Absolutely. I Cut My Way Out podcast. Got Hunt the Barber, man. This is again inspiring. I always get inspiration from others and motivation, man. Again, you know, we give you your flowers, man. You're doing some wonderful things. You're setting trends in the industry, and I think it speaks volumes. You know, your following and what you've been able to build at this point. You know, and you're building a legacy and definitely setting the bar, man. So, you know, I think I can say for us collectively, and you know, you and Shy guys, man, that we appreciate, you know, just the opportunity wholeheartedly, man. We greatly appreciate, and all the people that joined in to get these gems, because definitely had something to give us. And if y'all don't know this, I Cut My Way Out podcast, we own the something.
Yeah,
I appreciate y'all, man.
Yes, sir.
definitely.
Yes, sir. Great.
What about you, bro? You got anything, man?
Man, man, I got out work early for this one. I couldn't be late for this one, man. For real.
Hey, when we gonna run it up, man? I need to do one more class before I'm done for real.
Man, man, I'm with it, bro. Like, you don't understand, like, bro, when you reached out to me, bro, I was like, I said, ain't no way, man. This fake. This fake, bro. this is not him, bro. I had looked it up a while ago. You was like, man, you got to be in my top 5 barber for sure. I was like, what?
I'm definitely.
What, man? I'm talking about like, bro, like I real life like been following for like a minute, like, and I just got, like I said, I've been telling these guys, like I just kind of jumped on social media probably like 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I've been cutting like under the. I'm gonna say I call it underground, but I've been, you know, kind of just, you heard about me on word of mouth. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's story kind of started the same way, like how you said. I kind of started from somewhere, you know, small, you know what I'm saying? People around, you know, they ain't gonna say they didn't appreciate you, but they didn't understand your value until you took it, you know, somewhere else, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, I just, like I said, 2 years ago, I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? I went on social media promoting or doing no marketing, none of that at all. Like, so right now, it's just real. I appreciate just going through, like, as I'm going, I'm running to all the people that inspired me, like all the people that I was looking at to try to figure out like how I was gonna set my platform, how I was gonna solidify myself, and like you are one of them. It's a lot of people we done had on here that I done, like, we inspired from. Like, I watched them and I was like, man, yeah, I gotta like watch a lot of your content, a lot of the videos and pictures you posted to learn from. And it's like, to see you on here, it's like, dang, this crazy. For real.
Yeah. And it's a great thing, man. I'm so appreciative of this platform because those connections.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Without platforms like this, man, a lot of people who didn't take the time to tune into this episode wouldn't have seen that perspective of Hunt or that perspective of AO or Osh or myself. So they only have those photos and those reels and those short glimpses of us to draw a conclusion as to who they believe we to be. Or even worse than that, all they have is other people's opinions of who they think we are.
Yeah.
To fall down on and say, well, shit, everybody say he an asshole, so he an asshole. So when the next person asks me who he is, I heard he was an asshole.
Right.
But this actually gives guys an opportunity, and women an opportunity and a platform to be able to give the people who otherwise wouldn't know a glimpse at the reality, the real you, who you are, what your ideals are, that you do have an identity beyond them haircuts. And to me, that encompasses and embodies the whole idea of what I Cut My Way Out represents, man. It's actual men and women who found a passion in this industry and was able to change or shift the direction of their life somewhere where they can now step out in front and say, hey, I made something out of this. You can too. Let me show you. Let me share my story with you, and hopefully you can find some motivation to guide yourself or take that step that you've been procrastinating about or you're afraid to take. Listen to my story and maybe it'll motivate you to take that step, to take that chance. Because trust me when I tell you, I understand that stepping out on faith is the scariest shit that you could ever do.
Right.
This
But it
podcast
worth it though.
It definitely is. When you step out there and you don't see nothing and your feet land solid, that's the most powerful shit you ever gonna experience in your life, and ain't nothing gonna stand in front of you.
No doubt. No doubt. Man, it's been super real, man. Like you said, we could talk all night, man. We it's just again an honor to have you, man, and you know, you be willing to jump on here. Man, so we appreciate it. We ain't gonna take no more of your time and be hitting you. And I'm gonna make my way to Nashville, man. Come and see y'all, and this is definitely
pull up.
Yes, sir.
Pull up. Pull up. Hey, y'all have a good one, bro. Hey, appreciate you again, Hunt, man.
I appreciate y'all.
All right. Appreciate y'all, fellas, man. Y'all have a good one.
Oh, yeah. Y'all be safe, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, man. Appreciate you. Yep.